3, 2, 1.
Hello, buddy. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the podcast that still continues to stay alive despite having absolutely no pulse. Welcome to the Red Hot Underdogs.
I was hoping you'd do something kind of death related, you know what I mean? But yeah, we got no pulse. We got no pulse.
Yeah,
We died a long time ago.
it
Yeah.
leads into this episode. I'm glad everybody out there could join this great big sinking ship. So sit back and enjoy it because guess what? You're not the only loser out here.
Yeah.
We're worse.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's this to feel better about yourself?
But if you're listening to it, we're all losers. So this is
Yeah.
great. You're in good company. We're all in good company.
Yeah.
It's what you call a loser community, but that's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Agreed. So what I don't even know, what is this podcast? Well, what is this episode called?
Well, essentially, this is a podcast that I wasn't necessarily keen on, but you were.
Yeah.
And guess what? We're going to die on this hill, literally and figuratively. And we're actually going to pay a little bit of homage and just talk a little bit about deaths in sport. We're going to talk about some of the deaths that happened during competition, during televised sport. So, you know, not the most tasteful topic, but guess what? On Red Hot Underdogs, we cover it all.
Yeah, but it's interesting. Like it's part of life. Do you know what I mean, Drewy?
Part of life.
Born-
Life, death, religion, and taxes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Correct.
And you know, like we're not necessarily going to be laughing at these people that have died, and I'm saying that with a smirk on my face. Maybe we will. Maybe there will be some funny side in death. Is it, you know? So let's. I've got a few. Do you want to smash yours, or do you want me to mention mine, or what do you want?
Yeah, you can mention yours. That's fine by me. I've got a few here.
You know, because we tend to go into detail with yours. So just kind of say a couple, which is interesting.
Beautiful. No drama.
A Paralympian, I won't say any names, Paralympian where, you know, was doing his sport and the cage he was in collapsed and killed him. Another one, we've got two Hugheses, not one, but two. One in 1971, one in 2014, one in American football, NFL, and one in cricket, you know, to talk about that both died on the, you know, playing their game, you know, on the field. On the field.
Yes. Beware of having the surname Hughes. It might not end well for you.
Yeah. It's right. We've got ice hockey. I mean, not shocking dying doing ice hockey, right? There's nothing.
No.
You know, you know, there's anything winter sport is dangerous, you know.
Yes.
I found a volleyball. Someone died playing volleyball.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can't expect that, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But the thing is that
a lot of Olympics, you know.
Yeah. The thing is a lot of people criticize sports people. I have, you have, we all do. And you don't often think that, you know, there really is clear and present danger physically in sport. Now, some sports have a higher degree than others, but it's something that's not mentioned about that regularly, that, you know, people actually do put their lives, or if not their lives, their health at great risk for the entertainment of others. And it's something that a lot of people actually take for granted.
Yeah, true.
So maybe I might start with Phillip Hughes.
Okay. Well, that's some of the ones I got, but let's go through yours. I got baseball, but, you know, some sports aren't shocking, you know, when you hear, you know, someone died doing free diving. Imagine, you know, down 72 meters. So
correct.
Without a tank, 72 meters, come up, died straight away. But, you know, like, nothing shocking about that, Drewy. Nothing shocking.
Mate, there's always a risk. So In 2014, I believe it was, Phillip Hughes died at the age of 25.
Yep.
He was actually 3 days short of his 26th birthday,
Oh, yep.
unfortunately. So that's a horrible time for that to happen. Unfortunately, this was during a Sheffield Shield game. Now, he actually started out his career playing for New South Wales in Sheffield Shield, and this was a televised game. The bowler was Sean Abbott. He was a medium pace bowler, so he wasn't actually even a full express quick.
Yeah.
But in saying that, even the medium pace guys are more than quick enough.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
He fired in a bouncer. Now, in cricket, a bouncer is basically there as the element of surprise for a batsman to try and catch a nick, try and dismiss him, or if the bowler is getting taken for quite a few rounds, it's just a quick, sharp one that comes up to your chest height, maybe near your chin a little bit, warn the batsman and say, hey, you're not going to get the better of me. It's not a dirty tactic.
No.
I believe now that they've actually reduced the level of bouncer, the number of bouncers to one bouncer per over, if I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong, but cricketing buffs are. You certainly can't do more than two. I do know this for fact. But be that as it may, like, players always played in the spirit of the game. You never got more than one bouncer per over, two maximum, but you never got more than two during an over. So for the longest time, it was played in the spirit of the game. Sean Abbott was a lovely guy, a great, not going to say great, but good serviceable Sheffield Shield player. Never played for Australia or anything, but served New South Wales for quite a while, and it was just a very, very tragic accident. Unfortunately, Phillip Hughes was wearing a helmet at the time. It was just one of those 1 in a million freak, probably 1 in 8 million freak accidents that shouldn't happen, but could happen to anybody.
The back of the neck or something like that, or where did get to temple or something? Or
yeah, it actually happened at the back of the neck.
Yeah.
So just below where the helmet ends, but where the neck starts.
Yeah.
Now, people then afterwards called for maybe a redesign of the helmet, but to be honest, it's just not that practical and that easy to do, because where the helmet actually ends essentially is an area where you can basically take the end of the helmet to its maximum in order to not compromise player comfort. You have that any lower, then the mobility of the neck and the comfort level of the actual batter is not only reduced, but it's completely nullified and the helmet becomes useless. So it was just one of those freak accidents, unfortunately.
And it was big news here in Australia. Remember, putting bats up, and he got to 72. That was the new 100 or for a while. But anyway,
it was huge. Just for the record, so Phil Hughes actually had 26 tests, 49 innings, 2 not outs, 1,535 runs at an average of 32.65, which is serviceable. It's not brilliant, but it's okay. 300s and 750s. The unfortunate thing about this situation is that Phil Hughes was starting to get to a point where he had been dropped, but he was being called back into the Australian side again. So for the summer. So he was about to play for Australia again.
Oh, geez, I didn't know that. But he wasn't at the end of his career being 25.
No. Quite different. Like right at the start, he actually shot to fame, I believe, in his second test, because he became the youngest player at the age of 20 to score 2 centuries in the one game in both innings at the age of 20 years of age. The youngest person to do it. Several people have done it, but he was the youngest to do it. He also scored a century on debut in the one day international arena. in 2013 against Sri Lanka at the MCG. So he did have moments of greatness, and it felt like, despite certain teething problems in the Test arena, he had enough brilliance to show that there was a promising career, and he had gone away and worked on his batting, and it did appear that he had sort of turned a corner. So that was the kind of tragic moment about his career, what lay ahead, because he got to that point of development where almost the sky was the limit.
Any 25-year-old dying is bad, but
Yes.
well, I'll just end there. It's not
Yeah.
he's an athlete, but like he hadn't hit his potential. Who has hit their potential at 25?
I still haven't
Yeah,
at 48.
exactly. Me too. Anyway, next one. Let's go.
Wait, before I go, there is one other thing I want to mention.
Okay.
There was also another player, another Australian cricketer, David Hooks, who played from 1977 to 1985. He also died from a bouncer, but he didn't die from a bouncer on the cricket field. He died from a bouncer at the Beaconsfield Hotel in 2004 on January the 19th.
Hang on. So was he a real like a bouncer at a hotel hit
A
him?
bouncer, not a cricket
Oh,
bouncer.
okay. Yeah.
Both guys died from a bouncer, but
Yeah, wow. So he did die from an actual bouncer, did he?
yes. Got into a scuffle at the Beaconsfield Hotel, and poor old David Hooks didn't get hit with the hook. He got hit with the right cross,
Uppercut.
and
Yeah.
that was the end of the story. Unfortunately, it was a verbal, and ended up in tragic circumstances, being punched by the bouncer and hitting his head on the
On the
concrete
Yeah.
curb.
And he was
Yeah.
probably drunk. I'm not
Oh
saying.
yeah, there was definitely many drinks and verbals, and it just descended into tragedy. So
Cricket players in the 80s, it was just, it was
yeah,
about getting wasted. That's what
yeah.
the
So those
professionals,
were
the
two different.
professionals used to get wasted.
They
It was
did.
famous how much they could drink.
They did. I just before we leave, I just want to also say that although the Phillip Hughes situation was tragic, there was one certain courageous man. I got to give Sean Abbott the bowler props. He actually did turn up to the funeral
Yeah.
and was consoled by the Hughes family.
You
So
know what? Like he died. Sorry. Well, he didn't do anything wrong,
no, he bowled the
And Hughes
ball,
also
but
died doing something he loved.
yes, it was just a tragic accident.
Yeah.
So
That's how you
Phil
want to die.
Hughes,
Drewy, we spoke about this before. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
that's how you want to die, doing something you love, with a beer full of belly full of beer and lots of shenanigans going on. That's how you
Yes.
die. Anyway, next one. Let's keep going.
All right, let's get on to the next one. Phillip Hughes, we salute you. You
Yeah.
hit more boundaries than the German army. Congratulations. And you were fantastic. So we send our heart and prayers out to you. Next one, Ayrton Senna, the Formula One driver. Now, he was the Michael Schumacher before Michael Schumacher.
Yeah.
He was the big daddy. He was the 10-inch dick on the grid.
Yep.
Had more pole positions than a Brazilian porn star, this guy. He was awesome.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, though, on May the 1st, 1994, he died of a car crash at the San Marino Grand Prix in Italy.
Yeah.
For the record, he had actually won 3 Formula One world titles in 1988, 1990, and 1991 with the McLaren Honda team. He had won 41 titles and 3 world championships. So, mate, a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, at the San Marino Grand Prix, he had a problem with a faulty steering column, which had him veer straight off the track into the concrete barrier, and actually one of the suspension rods flew up through the car and actually threw the helmet and punctured him in the head.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean,
in amongst other things, but yeah.
Dying in cricket is a lot more shocking than dying in motor racing.
Yeah.
Like people die every day in cars, Drewy. But you're
Yes.
right. He's an athlete. There's problems with cars. Yeah. I mean, Brock too. Brock died driving a car as well.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah, absolutely.
I forgot
Absolutely.
about that till you said this guy, but yeah, I guess what's big about that, he was the best, you know?
Yeah, he
Rock
was.
too,
He
yeah. He
was.
was, they were the best at their field
Yes.
and they died loving what they're doing.
What you do.
They died doing what they love and loving what they're doing.
Yes. Absolutely. So like Ayrton Senna
Yeah.
lived fast, died young,
Yeah.
but
How old was he?
he achieved quite a bit, and that is something that I should have researched, but I haven't. Check your local Google and you'll get the answer.
Yeah.
Sometimes, and quite often, we fall short at the
Yeah.
red hot underdogs.
He was young. We'll make it up. He was 28. He was 28. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still gonna say probably in his 20s at that
Yeah.
point, yeah. But anyway, so Ayrton Senna, congratulations. Look, that's a good lesson for all of us. If ever you're doing these bio files, for fuck's sake, check what age they died,
No, you
in
don't.
case someone throws you that killing question.
Okay, next
Not
one.
that we'll be pumping out 50 million obituary less episodes on the Red Hot Underdogs anyway. So we've actually got a boxing one, this
Yep.
one. On March 24th, 1962, for the world welterweight title, Benny Kid Paret, who finished with a record of 35 wins, 11 losses and 3 draws, lost the welterweight world championship to Emil Griffith, who actually finished his career with 85 wins, 24 losses and 2 draws.
Huge.
Now, Emil Griffith had actually, throughout his career, by the end of it, had won in 3 different divisions: welterweight, junior middleweight, and middleweight. But this was the 3rd installment of the Benny Kid Paret versus Emil Griffith trilogy. Unfortunately, there was some massively bad blood between the two of them. Both of them fought all-out wars. The first fight was actually won by Griffith by a 13th round knockout. Remembering this was back in the days of 15 round fights.
You don't do that much anymore, do you? 13th round. Jesus.
Yeah.
Like, you look at them after 12 rounds and they're shot. Imagine 15.
Absolutely.
That's ridiculous.
Mate, bring back the 15, I say.
Oh, Jesus.
Anyway, won't ever happen, particularly in these days of concussion and protocols and safety and whatnot. But the second fight was actually then won by Paret by a split decision, 15-round split decision in an all-out war.
Yeah.
Now, going into the third fight, Paret was the champion, but there was a lot of bad blood, a lot of to and fro. There was, in a macho sport back in the day, don't get me wrong, Emil Griffith fought like an absolute animal, and he had some nuance to how he fought. So he was kind of pretty good at being not only an absolute brute, but being classy as far as his technique and everything in the ring was concerned. He was a little bit ahead of his time as a fighter, but be that as it may, there were questions on his sexuality. Now, back in the day, even as far as the 80s and 90s, it wasn't really that accepted to come out to be a homosexual.
Yeah, especially if you're a boxer, you know?
Yeah.
You know, boxers are meant to be real blokes.
Real blokes. Now, it actually didn't... he actually never came out and said that he was a homosexual, but there were many reports of sightings with men and holding hands with men and him being in gay bars and whatnot.
Yeah.
Now, before the... I mean, there's I guess there are two ways of being punched around the ring, aren't there?
Yeah, 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 they certainly are. Yeah. He would have been
Now,
popular at the gay bars, I reckon.
correct, the old pink pounder or
Yeah.
brown bomber.
They called him
But
the Big Panda, the Big Pounder. They called him the Big. Yeah.
so, I actually like a bit of a quarter pounder myself.
Jesus.
Uh, so anyway, leading into this third fight, after all of this gay talk, Paret actually called him at the press conference a maricon, which is
Yeah.
Spanish for gay man.
Yeah.
And back then, still not like greatly accepted if you're going around calling someone a maricon, but
I think
back
it's actually not even saying a gay man. It's like a rude term,
like saying calling someone a
Yeah.
cunt.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
it's like calling someone a Wally Woofter or
Yeah, yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
fat. Yeah. Yeah. It's more like
Yeah, yeah, but in the
that.
bad sense. But
Yeah.
when I said the C word, in terms of its shock value,
Yeah. Yeah. It was
in
shocking. Yeah.
within that realm.
Yeah.
So anyway, Griffith didn't take none too kindly to this. Now, it was a very back and forth fight.
Yeah.
Paret actually had Griffith in a bit of trouble in the sixth, and Griffith barely made it out of the sixth round. Be that as it may, the tide was turning back and forth, back and forth. Now, Griffith came into this fight with a lot of anger and hate towards the Maricon comments that
Yeah.
Paret had towards him. Anyway, by the time it hit the 12th round, suddenly Paret was starting to slow down, starting to be in trouble, and all of a sudden, Griffith hit him with a flurry of punches. Now, Paret's corner was widely criticised for not stopping the fight. The
Yeah.
referee was widely criticised for not stopping the fight earlier.
Yeah.
There was a flurry of 29 unanswered punches
Jesus.
before the fight was finally stopped by the referee. And afterwards, Paret slumped to the ground and was taken out of the ring on a stretcher.
Which are dead.
He went to the hospital. He was
Okay.
completely stretchered off and unconscious. He died in hospital 10 days later, but
Ah.
leaving the ring,
Yeah.
he was in a coma and on a stretcher. Essentially, he was dead then, but
Yeah.
obviously they had to wait 10 days to see if they could still, perform a miracle. It
Yeah.
wasn't to be. And that comes with the territory of boxing,
Yeah, yeah, nothing
unfortunately.
shocking there. Nothing shocking. Look, there'd be
Mm.
lots of boxing deaths, but I
Yes.
tell you what I mean, the good thing about that, nothing's good about that. It's an interesting story and the backstory and the hate and the
Yeah.
balls and yeah, it's
And that's another thing people don't take into consideration.
yeah,
Like, don't get me wrong, I often think that trash talk is a load of fluff. I think it's just words and you should be better than that and
yeah,
it shouldn't let you affect you. But guess what? Everyone's different.
yeah,
Sometimes words and sometimes trash talk do affect people, and sometimes it can get extremely dangerous fighting with too much emotion,
yeah,
whether you be the aggressor and the one who wins or the one who loses, because equally the guy that gets knocked out could be fighting with so much aggression and hate that he leaves his technique at the back door,
yeah,
gets careless, gets sloppy, doesn't fight how he normally would, and gets knocked out. Equally, if you're the one that is kind of scorned by the words and have a whole heap of adrenaline behind you, you might turn into that beast that just can't stop, or that shows no compassion, or that just is oblivious to sort of letting the other guy off the hook, so to speak. So it can be extremely dangerous, so much so in a sport like boxing.
All right, next one. Hit me, Drewy. I like that. Good story.
Lane Frost,
Ah.
who was a world championship bull rider. Now,
Well, again, there's nothing surprising about that. you know?
Absolutely
Not
nothing
surprising.
surprising about
You
that.
are stupid enough to jump onto a raging bull and think that
Yes.
this is going to work out. I mean, well, all right, hit me. What happened? Was he a world famous bull rider? Okay, yep.
So Lane Frost rode from 1982 to 1989, where unfortunately he met his demise
Yep.
in 1989. I
Yep.
believe it was July 1989 that he died. So, unfortunately, one might say the bull got horny.
Oh,
Not horny in a good way,
yeah.
horny in a bad way,
Yeah.
whereby the bull got his right horn after Mr.
Stuck him.
Frost had finished the ride.
Yeah.
Frost jumped off the bull, or the bull bucked
How long
Frost
you got to
off.
stay on 9 seconds, is it? Or is it
I
nine?
think it's 8 seconds, I
Eight
think.
seconds. 8 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah. I think there was a movie called 8 Seconds
Yeah.
too, which
Yeah.
talks about bull riding, and I think
Yeah.
it's got
That's
Frost
the
in it.
first time we've talked about this sport on the Red Hot Underdogs, but
Correct.
it would be pretty cool to go there and see it.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, there'll be plenty of Billy Bob and Billy Joes and
Yeah,
these kind of people out there, and
yeah,
who might pull us up on the rules here. We're not big fans of bull riding, so
yeah,
if we get a few things wrong, we're just a couple of
yeah.
novice level red hot underdogs who are just talking about a sport we know absolutely nothing
Put a couple
about.
of Cowboys hats. We should have put a cowboy hat. So this guy, he made the 8 seconds and then he got killed.
We,
Right?
yeah, and what happens when he jumped off? He landed in this big pile of mud.
Ah,
Now,
so you're going to say landed in a big pile of shit.
well, I'm sure there was some shit mixed in with the mud. It's
Yeah,
unavoidable in that
yeah,
arena.
yeah, yeah,
So when he went to get up,
yeah. Stuck.
the actual bull,
Oh, geez, only 10
then
more minutes, mate. Only 10 more
that's
minutes.
okay. All good. I'll die on the hill and the podcast will die in 10 minutes.
Yeah, we'll do
So
it.
the bull put its hoof on the back of poor old Lane Frost's back,
Yeah.
and it gored its right horn straight through his back.
Oh, he's back.
And
Hit him in the.
yes, with his back on the ground and dragged along the ground, and
Oh,
poor old Lane Frost somehow managed to get up, but fell straight back to the ground because
face
by
first.
that stage
Yeah.
the damage had been done.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, and kind of ironically for Lane Frost, the name of the bull, if the bull wanted to completely eliminate poor Lane Frost, it was mission accomplished, and the name of the bull was Taking Care of Business. And
I
that's
think you were going to say it
exactly.
was called the Eliminator, but yeah, he did take care of business. He certainly did. But
Yeah, but not in a way we wanted. So our heart goes out to
well,
you,
you know
Lane
what? What
Frost.
happens to the bull?
The bull actually ended up living for another 10 years and
Oh,
unfortunately died in 1999.
oh, well, there you go. You do your research. Okay, well,
Yeah,
okay.
there you go.
Taking
I,
care of
I
business.
don't get I don't get Ayrton Senna's age when he dies in a car crash,
Yeah.
but I've got the research on how long the fucking bull lived in a
Okay.
sport nobody cares
He
about.
took care of business. All right, next one,
Yeah,
next
that's
one, next
right.
one. Bullfighter. I thought you were
Well,
going to do more surprising sports. I mean, boxing, like the only surprising sport is cricket you've done so far, Drewy.
and guess what?
What?
That is all I have. What do
Oh,
you
you
have?
got? I thought you.
That's all I got, mate. We, it's not easy working in a house with a screaming
No, you
baby, a
did well.
nagging missus,
I got
and
some
trying
others I
to
can mention to you.
please.
A baseball player,
Yes.
Major League Baseball, died by a pitch. I guess it's a bit like cricket, isn't it? In
Yep.
1920. So there you go, 100 years ago.
Okay.
100 years ago. Um,
Yeah.
and he played for the Cleveland Indians. His name is
Yeah.
Ray Chapman. I thought, oh, that's kind of interesting. Yeah.
And it is interesting. There was also one with a footballer overseas. Their name escapes me only because I saw it actually on an article just before I came on here.
Oh,
They
yep.
actually did a backflip in a post-goal celebration,
Oh, wow.
landed on their neck, and when good times go bad. Now, I'm sure there have been a few of those too before in
Yeah,
history.
yeah. That could be an episode. The best
Yeah.
post goal or try actions. Do you know what I mean? Because
If you
sometimes,
secure, yeah. Yeah, if you
sometimes,
secure the goal, you don't need to over celebrate, you
yeah,
know?
yeah.
But
Couple
yeah.
other ones are diving. In
Yes.
1983, Soviet Georgia, which is
Yeah.
Russia, um, was doing a 3.5 somersault and hit his head on
Yes.
uh, the diving board. I mean,
Yes.
again, anything involved with water is dangerous because,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
100%.
But
100%. And there've been some lucky escapes over the years too.
yep,
So remember Mick Fanning and the shark in South Africa?
yeah.
Yeah, that could have turned out really bad. What does old Mickey boy do? Pulls out a right hook and just goes boom,
Yeah.
pops and oh, I mean, oh shit! I don't know if I'd have the courage to punch the shark in the
You know
nose.
what? You would at that particular moment, I think,
Yeah, yeah,
really,
yeah.
really would.
But I like that. That for me is one of the remarkable escapes from death.
Yeah.
Like I know it's like instant reaction, and you react to it straight away, and you do what's in the moment. I get all that, but just the courage, and I guess you don't even think about it, to punch a shark in the nose is absolutely insane. Yeah. And
Next one, I
there are
got
elements of
funny
luck,
one.
though, because I think if we tried the punch, we'd get our whole bloody arm taken off.
Yeah,
But
it
yeah,
would
what were
just.
you going to say?
I got another
Yes.
one, a Portuguese marathon runner. I guess
Yes.
again, not that amazing, somebody dying doing a marathon because, like, you run that far, that many kilometers or miles. There'd be hundreds of people that have died because of it. But this one was in 1912, and what was, not funny about it, but odd
Yeah.
about it, okay?
Yeah.
He put body wax on
Yeah.
his body. I guess
Yes.
then maybe there wasn't sun cream. So he put wax on his body so he could
Yes.
get sunburn. And then this prevented him from getting, it prevented him from sweating, perspiring, and he
Gotcha.
died.
Ah, that's no good.
Oh, good. And his
Yes.
name was Franco Lazaro. So I thought that was worth mentioning too.
Yeah, it
If you're going to go
was.
for a run, don't cover yourself with wax.
Shout out to Franco Lazaro. So, for Phil Hughes, David Hooks, Ayrton Senna, Benny Kid Paret, and Lane Frost,
Yeah.
here at the Red Hot Underdogs, we salute you. And may you be enjoying your moments up in heaven and stay safe playing sport up there.
Okay. I got a couple more. Want me to keep going?
Please.
Um, this one, Mattia De Brotis from Italy, died doing orienteering. Now,
Oh.
what is orienteering? It's at the 20. It happened this year, 2025. So, what's orienteering, Drewy?
So I don't know too much about this sport but from what I can gather now, I remember a few people played it when I was at school, did orienteering. Now, apparently you got a compass and you go through the bush
Yeah.
and you got to go through certain obstacles and you got to get to a certain goal at the end or reach certain checkpoints. That's my very hazy, extremely hazy take on orienteering. I'm sure there are people out there with more specific and proper details on it.
But again, you wouldn't think that someone could die doing that sport. I guess that's it. That's in
No.
the rare to die bucket. I guess.
I find it hard enough doing orienteering back to my own home
Yeah.
and finding out where I live, let alone in the bush. So what happened to Mr. Orienteering gone wrong?
Okay, Mattia, 2025 World Games in China. He was in
Yeah.
China, found unconscious during a middle distance orienteering event on the 8th of August, day before my birthday. It's a tragic case because it's, you know, wasn't expected. So they just came across him, they found him dead.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Gee, a bit light on the old autopsy there. Did he have enough water? Did he trip over a log? Did
Yeah.
a dingo come and attack him?
Oh, yeah. You know, people die of heart attacks all the time at young age. It does happen. So maybe it
They
was
do.
natural death just happening doing his sport. That's possible.
A-
But
Absolutely. But it is the one
uh,
great thing that we all take for granted.
nothing shocking here. A skydiver who died doing a skydiving competition, like a sky
Yeah,
competition.
yeah.
Is that amazing?
And the parachute didn't come out?
Yeah, both of them. Okay.
Yeah.
His name's Stephen Hilda from the United
Yeah.
Kingdom.
Mm.
Only aged 20, so very
Yeah.
sad. But
Yeah.
the incident is highly unusual. Like both
Mm.
parachutes not opening, because like what are the
Yeah,
odds?
I think I heard something about this. So, like, he's 20 years old,
Yeah,
and I think he had like a 17-year-old brother, and he picked up the 17-year-old brother's school bag
yes,
instead of his parachute
yeah,
and
yeah.
went up on the plane and goes to pull the cord. Oh, fuck, this is my brother's school bag.
His brother's lunch blows up. Yeah, it's not funny at all, Drew. It's not funny at all.
I, I,
You know,
I left the parachute at home. Oh, shit. Oh, well, I might read some chemistry on my way down.
yeah, yeah,
Anyway,
yeah, yeah.
it's not funny. It's terrible.
Half a
We
sandwich.
salute
Yes.
you.
There's a chicken
Yeah,
sandwich. I
that's
might as
true.
well eat that.
Yeah, that's true.
Um, oh, and there was less than a minute to go. There was another bloke that he extreme parachuting and powered paragliding. I mean, there's you stuff up your dead with these sports, right?
Yeah, there are countless ones, and look, we're glad all of you could stick around and listen and watch
Yeah,
this dribble.
that's
We'll
good.
come in more prepared next week, but I enjoyed the death one more than I thought I would.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Our